Okay, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. So we had the stream the other day, the transfer window. It was a brilliant stream. I really enjoyed it. Thank you to everyone that came in. Thank you to everyone that's watched it and liked it since. One thing out of that really stood out is the completely unnecessary and unwarranted detest of my number one striker, Leonardo Coutrin. Emotions were high. Things were said in the stream about him, and I ended up making a bet with one or two of my subscribers, and they're saying that he won't get 5 goals by Christmas, or they'll be amazed if he does. I said he'd get 30 goals in the season. So now there's more to play for than actually just the save. Now my personal pride is also on the line, but he's made a pretty good start. That's right, James Reed. Get scared. Not just because I'm doing this at the camera. And by that I mean he's got 1 goal in his first 2 games. The first performance was a 6.3, but we don't talk about that. We talk about his amazing winning goal against Manchester United. Yes, that's right. We've drawn with Wolves and beaten Manchester United, which automatically is much an improvement on what we've done before, because we've only ever beaten them once before in the save. I think that was the first season that we came up. So I'm very happy. And for those that didn't join me in the stream, don't worry. We will be going through the transfers so far. But as you can tell, this is pretty good. Granted, I'd never usually pay attention to season friendlies. But back-to-back 8-0, 9-0, 9-0, 6-0, 5-0. Kind of hard to ignore. Especially a 6-0 against Shakhtar Donetsk. Because they're not a bad team. Get excited about what happened. A lot happened, viewers, in that stream. Let's go through it in a very brief summary. As brief as a summary of mine can be. We'll start with the big news, which is that Mikel Cuisance has now moved to Arsenal as their number 1 midfielder, as he's been given the 7 shirt. How much did I sell him for? £70 million. 70 million for Mikel Cuisance. It hurt. He was one of the biggest signings that I made. We've made a massive profit on him, obviously. Bought him in for 12.5, but you can tell 1, 2, 3, 4 years, well actually 5 years at the club. I think it was time for him to move on, and 70 million was too much to turn down. Next to go is Maximilian Weber for 28.5 million. He's gone to Fulham. Had a good year with us. Was pretty decent. But ultimately needed to make a move. Couple of good seasons. Not going to miss him too much. I'll run through a few more of them for you. Bruno Guimaraes went to Lazio for 28.5 million. Kagla Soyuncu went to Juventus for £28 million, which is a little bit worrying, but don't worry, we fixed it. Musa Wag went for 24.5 million, which is good because he's been whinging. Taz Magno was just a terrible mistake. I just made a terrible mistake. I sold him for a loss of £2 million to Real Sociedad, which I'm a bit gutted about. He just wasn't very good for me. Albon Lafont came in, bought him for 4.6 million, sold him on for 20. Pretty happy about him. Romelu Lukaku came in, scored some belters in the Europa Cup League 2 final, which we obviously did on stream as well. He has gone for £10 million to West Ham. It's 180k off of the wage budget, which is the more important thing. And then a few other players have gone, noticeably Elis Agbula, who I thought was going to be the next big thing. He's moved to Portsmouth for 3.7 million. Didn't really happen for him. But you're not worried about that. You're worried about the newbies. So let's have a quick run through, shall we? We'll start with the cheapest one, which is Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson, I've bought him in on a free, which is brilliant. He may play a bit of a part this year. The more important thing is that he's a good backup option, especially because we've got the Europa League football this year. Valued at 22.5 million, which means that no matter what happens, I'm going to make a profit on him unless he runs out his contract here. But I think for 37k a week, £22.5 million potentially in the bank, I'm pretty happy with Reece Nelson. Next up is actually the most expensive player in the entire window, which is Branco Corneo. Bought him in for £65 million from Crystal Palace, who got relegated last year. But oh boy, is he worth it. A few people on the stream are thinking, really? Is he that good? He is. He's played an average of 8.42 since coming in. 6 goals and 5 assists in his last 5 games. Yes, that's including friendlies, but he has got 1 goal already in the Premier League, and I believe that was actually against United as well. So good times all round. 21 years old, can play on the right, in the centre. He's going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. Just drink him in. It feels like I might not have to have another really big window now for them to say for quite a while if this works out, because players like Luis Mendoza I bought in are amazing, and I think we've built ourselves a really powerful squad for the future here, definitely. Mendoza is 22 years old, from Mexico. When I found him on the stream, first thing that tied me to him was, oh my god, look at his mentals. 16 work rate, 17 positioning, 18 determination, all very good. The rest of them all in double figures apart from aggression. Technically very good. 14 first touch, 17 passing, tackling, technique, all over 15. He is superb, and the best thing now is I've found a team, sort of in the mould of City, if you like. We're going to be very pass orientated, and we're going to control possession a lot more this year, try and dominate the ball and make those chances happen. Another little gem I think we might have signed is Tyler Collins, who we found in the England under-21 team, and we signed him for £17 million from Reading, who are in the Sky Bet Championship. He can play right back, he can play a little bit left back, he can play a centre back. He looks exceptional. He's probably not the tallest, so centre back's not really his best position, but as a right back, he's excellent. He'll probably still play second fiddle to Gilberto Antonio this year, but the mentals are insane. Aggression 17, anticipation 16, determination 16, physically very good, technically very good. He's going to be amazing. I know he's going to be amazing. I'm certain of it. Another player that I'm certain is going to be amazing is Peterson Thiago. Now, Kangol Soyuncu is gone. Peterson Thiago excites me greatly. 11 pros, 0 cons. He fits in very well with the squad. He's a good player at Premier League level. He can improve significantly in the future. There we go. And that is the most important thing. The most important thing is that this is only going to get better, which is a terrifying prospect for the rest of the Premier League, and yes, also maybe the rest of Europe. Described as wonder kid, amazing. Bought him from Santos for £22 million. I'm absolutely delighted. Absolutely delighted. And he also has a new partner in crime at the back, which is Stranhjar Pavlovic. Pavlovic? No, it's just Pavlovic. Pavlovic. Yes, there you go. Pavlova. No, this is not the time for desserts. Or for making potentially new nicknames. I'm not going to call him Pavlova, unless he does really well. But basically, Pavlovic is insane. Bought him from Monaco for a pretty big £23 million, but as a replacement for Soyuncu, I'm pretty content. Physically dominant, mentally decent all round, technically good in the areas he needs to be. Very pleased. He's also only 24 years old, so he's got a good 4 or 5 years on Soyuncu. Solid. This is the only signing of the entire window that I'm a little bit unsure on, and that is the signing of Ruben Vinagre. Now, I'm only unsure on it because of the fee. I would have signed Ruben Vinagre anyway, because obviously he's vinegar. He gets lots of jokes. I can make loads of fish and chip jokes. I can do anything. I can do stuff about being salty, a bit sour. I can do loads, but it's the 24.5 million that I'm a little concerned about. He's never played at an average of a 7 or higher in his time during the game, but we went for him because we thought, you know what, it's extra sort of experience, a Premier League campaigner, knows where to be, and he can be a good backup left winger, well, maybe a left wing back, left back, and he's only a squad player, but on 90k. This one did not happen on camera, but lots of you will remember Ryan Cherky from last year, because he was the git that scored the hat-trick for Hoffenheim when they beat me 4-1 in one of my most angry episodes to date. So, naturally, I saw him on the transfer list and thought, I might buy him. Plus, Durami needs a little bit of challenging on the left. I thought, why not get Cherky in? Him and Durami will be brilliant for the two of us. He's always played at a 7 or over, apart from 1 year where he was on loan at Celta Vigo. Last year was his best year in terms of goal return, with 10 goals, 4 assists for Hoffenheim. I think he could be particularly quite good, although £48.5 million may be a little bit steep. But there's loads of inflation in the game by this point, so really, that's probably around about 25 million in layman's terms, which I think is not too bad. 2 more to go, and Ignace Gilbert is potentially the key. I got the key. Gilbert's a secret. He's got that in his locker. Signed him for £50 million, but, wow. Technicals for days. Mentals in the right areas for days. Physicals, brilliant. He's pretty big. He's light-hearted. He's quite heavy. He's going to be amazing. And the last one is a player we've been calling out for ages. It's not often I go big on a goalkeeper. Easy. £58 million for Jens Winst. A, he looks amazing. B, his name is Jens. He shares the name with Jens Lehmann. I loved Jens Lehmann as a kid. The Magic Sponge, a true character. Let's hope that Jens Winst is exactly the same. Only thing that worries about me is his leadership at 2. Other than that, he's absolutely perfect in every capacity for what you would want for a goalkeeper. He is amazing. He's not very eccentric. He doesn't punch the ball a lot. Everything that you want to be good is near the 15s, if not over the 15s. Mentally, concentration, decisions, determination, all over 15 as well. Height, he's quite tall, he's quite broad, he's big, he's a perfectionist, he's perfect. The irony of that last statement, I'm going to interpret that as a joke. And so that means overall we brought in £238 million and spent £321. It's been a bit of an overhaul, but it's been worth it so far because, like I said, we are sat in 6th place in the Premier League, undefeated after our first 2 games, both of which were quite hard. Away at Molyneux is difficult, and then at home to Manchester United is very difficult, especially considering our record against them. Good to see Romelu Lukaku has already scored 2, and so has Son Heung-min. But let's not worry about that now. Let's worry about the game that we got today. And that game is against Chelsea. Another team I don't have a particularly good record against. However, after the win against United, I'm feeling very confident indeed. And the only injury concern is that Mohamed Darame is carrying a slight knock, which means that Cherki is going to make his debut today. Other than that, this is the kind of new lineup that we're going with. Winst is in goal. Deiters is at left back for the time being. Popov and Pavlovic make up the centre, so there won't be a start for Patterson Thiago just yet. Gilberto Antonio is on the right, so there's no start for Collins. Then you've got Declan Rice, Adelio and Mendoza in the middle, which I think works quite nice as a trio. Mendoza's impressed me a lot so far. Cherki is on the left, Corneo is on the right, and Kutrin is up front. This bet has now changed the dynamic of everything. I'm even more sort of ingrained in it now because I need Kutrin to get me goals. If he doesn't, I'm going to look very, very foolish indeed. I also they got an ageing team because obviously it's not, but it's a team that's probably in their prime, which is a little bit worrying about. They got Ihataren, and they got a guy up front called Marigo who looks, yeah, he looks pretty good. I can mix up the formations now with the additions. We can play the 4-4-2 diamond like we did last year. We can play a 4-2-3-1. We can play the 4-3-3 holding, which is what I'm doing now. I can go 5 at the back because I've got lots of very good players at the centre back. This is... Ooh, you test me. Right, well, you're going to get to see Gilbert a little bit earlier than anticipated. I'm going to go off of the 4-2-3-1 holding, and we're going to put Gilbert into that advanced midfielder position. This has all happened a bit too early for me. It's not exactly what I was hoping for. We're still only predicted to finish 7th in the league, so still outside of the top 6. But I think maybe with this squad and the right attitude and tactics, I think we could potentially break up the monopoly of that top 6. And by that I mean not Burnley out of it. I mean, Winster's a great goalkeeper. Jens. Oh, Jens. This is... Reina hits it. I mean, it's a decent save, but I mean, if you're going to hit it, palm it out, not right back into the centre of the goal. It's not Edison or Allison, therefore, he's a crap goalkeeper. Welcome to Football Manager. Well, we've had 3 highlights so far. All of them have been to Chelsea. What is happening, man? Started off so well. And then, they're so camera shy. I'm a little pissed off. I'm not sure how we're not dominating the midfield battle. Because all they've got is Kovacic and Dominic Soboleski. How am I not dominating that midfield battle? It's very upsetting. Well, I'm angry. There's no getting around that. I'm very angry. And I'm going to tell them I'm very angry. That's just not good enough. Rice just drop back there. Gilbert go into there. I'll put Gilbert on an advanced playmaker out like that, but I mean, it's just Cherki's coming off. He's not been very good. I'm bringing on Elisio. Now, for those that don't know Elisio, I bought him in a couple of seasons ago from a club called VDG out in Brazil, and Elisio could be absolutely amazing. And I only bought him for £14.5 million. I don't know if I actually went over that when I signed him because he wasn't going to be part of the squad, but now he looks pretty good and he's coming on. Hopefully he can change the game because Ryan Cherki did absolutely nothing. Ball over the top. Kutrin's in. Well, That's not making the edit. I have to put it in there. It's our only chance. We just started the season quite well. Do you know what I mean? We just got a big win against United. Got a good result against Wolves. We've nearly conceded 3. It's basically just crosses and set pieces. I think I just spat on myself. That's probably what the fans are doing to me right now. I wouldn't blame them. Jens into Pavlovic. This might be where we can catch them there because the 2 forwards have gone forward, ironically. Kutrin to Rice. Rice to Gilberto Antonio. If we can get 1 goal, I think we can get back into this game. I think we can get a draw, which would be amazing. Rice on the ball into Gilbert. Corneo plays it through. Kutrin's in. Oh, hello! Leonardo Kutrin gets his 2nd goal of the season. Oh, he's nearly halfway to 5. Get in, Leonardo. Brilliant ball by Corneo as well. We love that. So they're taking us 70 minutes, but we're finally into the game. Great touch by Kutrin. Lovely finish. He silences the haters. Just give him that, mate. Give him the shush. We've got to get the ball out to Corneo. He's the man that makes magic happen. We've got 2 minutes of add-on time. I think we're going to lose. That's a really disappointing performance against Chelsea. I mean, we gave ourselves a chance to get back into it, but we just... But I'm annoyed you didn't get to see Mendoza properly because he really helps with the sort of balance of the team. So without him there, I think we were really, really in trouble, and I'm very unhappy. It's not going to be long until we come back. I think we'll come back for... Let's come back actually for Burnley in the first game of the Europa League stage. Because these early days in the Premier League are very, very important. So it'd be good to get in some early games and see just about where we're racking up in terms of the league. We've got a really hard run of fixtures, to be fair. And Tottenham and Liverpool coming up soon. Which isn't going to be easy. There are no easy games in the Premier League. But if I'm looking at a couple of months to make me feel better, I think November and December look pretty good. I think that's where I'm going to get the majority of my points. So... it'd be ideal if we could pick up something there. But we'll also have the Europa League group stage draw. It's a tournament I think we can win. Hopefully we'll do quite well in the first game, and that's obviously where we will meet back up. Thanks so much for watching the episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of my transfers in the comment section if you did miss the stream. Let me know what you think about the tactics, about the performance, anyone that stood out for you. Do you think Kutrin is going to make it to the 30 goal mark? I still maintain that he's going to. Didn't play well there. Still scored, I believe. Thank you so much for watching. Please do drop a like on the video, share, and subscribe. And until I see you for another episode of the Leeds Save, take care of yourselves and stay cool. I hate Chelsea.